I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Semen Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I have a confession to make. I have been addicted to pornography my whole life. Okay? And I'm starting my nofap, quote-unquote nofap journey. I don't even want to call it that. Let's call it monk mode. Let's call it something different. Let's call it a temperance boost. Because temperance is a stoic principle. Let's call it a temperance boost. Because it is about that temperance, that moderation, that self-control that I'm trying to get to. A reason why. Why am I starting this journey again? I've done it before in the past. I've seen great results from it. Faster manifestations, more discipline, more focus. Now the issue here is being the pornography, right? It's not the masturbation that's the problem, it's the pornography. Why? Because it's so quick to access in our brains. There's something called the Coolidge Effect, that if you look this up, they're rats and they give them a female rat in the cage and then they procreate and then they start losing interest. And then they put in a new female rat and then they start that process again. But what does that tell you? Our brain seeks novelty, and specifically when it comes down to this topic of pornography, it distorts your reality. Okay? You're living in a fantasy world looking at these images in very crisp HD images, right? Our brains weren't evolved to handle pornography. It just wasn't. It's like a super stimulus is what they call it, right? And so when it sees these images so easily and readily available, and you can access one video and 2 seconds later you can access another video, it's giving your brain this flood of endorphins and neurochemicals that gets you addicted to it. And this is what happened to me ever since middle school, high school. I mean, this is what I would be doing. However, I didn't see it as a problem back then. Right? I'm looking at it now as an adult and realizing how much of an effect it had on me throughout my entire life. Now, how does this begin? How did this begin? Well, I want to get really vulnerable in this video, and if my parents are watching or whatever, that's okay. I'm not ashamed of this anymore. I'm here to own it, and I'm here to be a leader. A real leader shows up for other leaders. So men and women watching, this is not male-centric either. Women suffer from this too. So I really want to help you out today by, first of all, saying this is my day one. Yesterday was a very rough day for me. I had a breakdown. I really reflected on this. And it was the combination of that full moon energy with just speaking to my mother, with also this kind of revelation, right? I came to this point where I was realizing, what do I want to really accomplish in this 2021? And this is one skill set that is one roadblock that is holding me back in different areas, because yes, I'm getting success, yes, I'm getting clients, yes, I'm getting all of these things. I got the ball rolling, I got skin in the game, I know what it's like, but more skin in the game is important for me right now, because I want to impact not just one person, 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people. I want to impact millions. I want to impact thousands and millions of people. And I can't do that if I'm depleting my own energy source, right, and giving myself brain fog. I've got to have brand integrity and show up in this way. Now, this does not mean that I'm not going to be masturbating or not going to be having sex. I'm just going to distance myself from porn, right? Because it's the porn itself that starts to get more distorted and weird, and like, it gets you to this certain point where you're like, man, I don't even know what I'm watching. Why am I even doing this? It's just an autopilot learned response, and my body is reacting to it. My mind doesn't want to do it. I'm not even really, that attracted to these girls. Do I see myself having a relationship with these girls that I'm looking at in the porn world? Like, if you look at like some porn star, right, and you imagine yourself having a relationship with them, hey, it's cool, right? They look good, they're kind of freaky, exaggerated. But at the same time, it's like, man, these are people. These are people getting vulnerable on camera and shooting themselves, and they probably have really messed up lives as well. And Some of them don't. I'm sure some of them are thriving through OnlyFans nowadays and things like that, taking the power back in their own hands, right? But I think it just distorts your idea of what sex is and what that connection to women is, right? And even in my past relationships, when I've been in relationships with women, I was still watching pornography, right? That's how I knew it was a problem, because not that, hey, the sex was great, you know what I mean? And I was enjoying myself in the relationship, but at the same time, because of the novelty element and my brain seeking new information and it wanting to get that rush or that dopamine hit of release, there's something there that is being used as a pain management mechanism, right? So I had to really zoom into that and be like, where did this come from? Where did this evolve into? And I think it comes down to, one, a fear of deeply looking into myself and into another person. The fear of intimacy. Okay? Into me I see. Second, it relates to a trauma that I had as a kid where a woman teacher hit me with a scale multiple times on my arm because I told her, I questioned her reality. And that made me, one, distrust authority, and two, distrust women. It was just something that happened to me, right? And so how I chose to engage with that is this understanding that, you know, in my relationships I always notice that, hey, I'm losing power here. Why do I feel like I'm losing power? Why do I feel like I'm not in control of this thing? Right? Why do I feel like this is out of my hands? Well, it is because of a lot of different things. It's all interconnected, guys. You see, your issues that you're dealing with are all interconnected. It's woven into the fabric of time, into the Akashic records. If we're getting really spiritual here, I think I was supposed to make this video. I was supposed to let you guys know this. I was supposed to step up as a man and step into this, face the resistance head on, and expand my life, expand my business, expand my relationships. Okay? This is what this is about. So let this video be the breaking point that unlocks something, a code within me, a genetic code that tells me that I'm here to be the most expansive version of myself and the best version of myself, and my higher self knows that this is just a bad habit and I've got to reconcile that and be able to deal with that. And because of this, I'm going to show up even greater for the people on this channel, myself, my family, my friends, and everybody else. And it's not the self-pleasure that is the problem, because self-pleasure is an incredible flow state, guys. Like, you already know this. It's an incredible flow state. However, if you're pleasing yourself to these fantastical images and you're seeing two other people do this private act on camera, it's wild, because you're thinking you're that person, but you're not that person. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined, right? And it's tough, you know. This is why I made that nofap relapse sound file for you guys, and it got like 84,000 views, I think. Well, that's what tells you that this is a big problem, because it's affecting so many men's survival value, and women, I'm sure, too. And it starts to twist and distort your ideas. So I'm here to step up, lean in. Last night in my brotherhood, as well as I reached out to another brotherhood that I'm a part of two brotherhoods right now, currently, as well as I recently joined the Flow Tribe as well with Mike Chang. Incredible results with that flow state. Those workouts, as well as some of the content there, is really engaging, and it's really helping me clear some stuff up, and I'm adding it to my beast process as well, which is very, very powerful. You know, it's like it adds more fuel to the fire. It adds, again, it's like this question of brand integrity. You know, there's a brand, flow state, but then there's integrity, right? So now it's time for me to, as one of my brothers, Mike Miller, explained so well, it's like Vegeta and Goku, by themselves they're powerful, but if they combine their powers together, it's this amazing, beautiful thing, which is that brand integrity, right? And so I am surrendering, stepping in, fully lighting a fire under my butt to be able to tell you this message today. And I want to thank Miracle J as well. He's been holding me accountable for this, and a couple of other of my brothers, my friends, who are also have been very, very understanding in terms of this. And I know that it's a problem now because I tried it for 5 days and I could not pull it through for 5 days. So now I know that this is really an issue that I've got to reconcile and be able to lean into this again. Okay? And not fear the resistance. Even though it's a monster that I've fought my entire life, the monster has gotten smaller. It comes with practice. This is something that I thought I reboot from, but through that time I was still, edging and just not feeling the same kind of motivation that I was, and I know that I could. Okay? So, what is this video about? What is this really trying to say? Well, I'm just sharing my own experience, and hopefully you get some inspiration from it. Hopefully you're like, hey, this guy's speaking facts. I'm going to jump in with him. I'm going to try this thing out. I'm going to notice the benefits that come up. A lot of people, exaggerate benefits and things like that. Look, your experience is your experience. Nobody can say, oh, that's exaggerated. What? If you got it, that doesn't mean that I can get it. My body's different. You're right. You're right. Your body is different. Maybe it's not suited to you or whatever. But hey, give it a shot. Get some tribe, get some accountability, put some leverage in, put some skin in the game, get some money down. I actually worked with a recovery coach a while back. That was helpful during that time. Now I think that what I've got to do is I've really got to have that conversation with myself and not just depend on somebody else for this thing. Because at the end of the day, I'm only going to be with me. I'm only going to be with me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm my best company, and so I've got to be my best friend during that time. And give myself that voice of reassurance. You know that voice? Like, hey, it's going to be all right, man. You got this. Focus on the wins. And for my friends who've been giving me that inner voice, reflection, it's like a doubling effect. When you have right communities. And some people, they're going to watch this video and be like, man, whatever. Nofap, schlofap. I don't care about this. Blah, blah, blah. And some people are going to resonate with you. Okay? Some people are going to straight up resonate with you. So have you forgotten about this journey? Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you have done it once in the past. Maybe you just relapsed and you're watching this video. Maybe you just, felt the need to tap in. Maybe you just found this video on your feed randomly. Whatever it is for you, I want you to have a solid why and a reason why you're doing it, because the intent behind your action is more important than the action itself. So what is that intent? For me, the intent is to show up more for others and to expand my level of energy so I can give more and share more and add more value. So that's my purpose, and also to change my ideas around masculinity, around women, around sex, around all these topics through getting rid of that one vice is going to transmute that energy into a gift that I can share with the world much more purely, much more from a place that is authentic, and it's totally transmuting the shame within me speaking about it right now. And actually, one of my brothers, I was speaking to someone, one of my clients actually, and he brought this up, which is what reminded me that I needed to get back on this path myself, because I saw the way it was deteriorating his own life, right? And the fact that it was basically taking away his power. And this is what happens, guys, right? Don't let some other substance control your flow state for you. Don't let something external to you control your flow state for you. You have the control. The power is in your hands. Literally, okay? That's no pun intended right there. But the power is in your hands or out of your hands. Get it out of your hands, okay? And have an amazing day. I hope this video resonates with you today. May the flow be with you. And stay legendary. Woo! Let's go!